Robin, the biggest discussion tonight will be about the state budget, and it'll be taking place right here behind me. There's still plenty of graffiti. Many windows are broken. That roof is right here behind me. You can see where it fell through on this apartment building. Right now, they're still trying to figure that out, but they did find about a foot of rainwater on top of this building's roof. His home traveled from its foundation here, and then in the current, went all the way down Dry Creek Road. North Knoxville, West Knoxville, they were all impacted, the entire area. They're not only a problem on the plateau, but also here in Maryville at the Kiker Bottoms Refuge. They're eating the plants and grasses that other animals need to survive. So why are so many recruits interested in playing here at Neyland? Well, this year, there's multiple reasons. While the families are happy these bills passed committee, they say there are other things they would like to accomplish down the road in Nashville. But the festival in the Fourth won't be the only event looking to the skies this Thursday. Another event based here in the water will have its eyes on the weather Thursday as well. Twisted metal and burnt rubber. That's what covered this stretch of I-40 in Cocke County for much of Wednesday afternoon. It may look like something out of a disaster movie. Witnesses nearby say it sounded intense.
At first, we thought it was lightning and thunder, and I came outside when I saw the traffic lining up, and I saw this truck sitting over here, and it was covered in smoke. I was freaking out because I've never seen an accident that bad in my life.
But the scene here didn't turn out the way one might think. After all, who would predict a family of three whose car was pinned in the middle of all this carnage would walk away with their lives?
Nobody was seriously hurt in this.
But that's just what the Burt family did. Kim Burt, her husband, and 15-year-old son.
He just finished driving school yesterday. I'm so glad he wasn't driving.
She said they had spent the day traveling from their home in Fayetteville, North Carolina. The plan was to visit family in Louisville, Kentucky. But just after they made it to Cocke County, a storm came.
My husband started slowing down.
And a chaotic experience on the road soon followed.
Then we stopped, and my son couldn't get out. The car door wouldn't open. He said, "Mom, you've got to get out." And we got out, but we were surrounded by semis.
Drivers ahead of the Burts couldn't see, leading to the wreck. The Burts made it out just before this fire ensued. The only injury among them was minor.
My son got some scratches on his back.
She said she's just thankful everyone in the incident came out safe.
And I thank the Lord for taking care of us all. None of us are promised tomorrow, so always be ready.
Now, the Burts lost some money, a suitcase full of clothes, laptops, and a cell phone in this incident, not to mention their car, but they're still happy first and foremost they're alive. They'll be staying in Newport for the night. Hello, I'm here in Williamsburg, Kentucky, where earlier this morning hundreds of people were waiting outside in the cold to get inside of this building. They were waiting for the Mission of Hope, a group that says the need here in southeastern Kentucky and East Tennessee is as great as ever. Every once in a while, we all need a helping hand.
But did you see the silver shoe?
Sabrina Bennett of Rocks Oaks, Kentucky, finds herself in that position now.
I have 6 kids, 5 boys, 1 little girl, so it's kind of hard just to buy clothes and stuff all the time.
It's people like her and Brenda Wortham
There's times that we don't have money to buy clothes.
who the Mission of Hope looks to help.
And Lord, we thank you for the chance to minister to those in need.
They came to this factory to provide more than 800 local families clothes, food, and even toys. All free of charge. Everyone who volunteers here has a passion to serve.
Well, I feel good because you see a smile on their face and they feel more relaxed. They feel loved.
And for Keith Decker, this is very personal.
Well, I mean, I come off the streets myself, and a lot of these people's moms and dads were the ones that gave me food.
Now the group he's in charge of, Cedar Ridge Ministries, has teamed up with the Mission of Hope to return the favor.
It's just like God opening the windows of heaven, pouring out a blessing. I could stand here all day and just watch it, because I know what's going on here. These people getting hope.
Sabrina Bennett and her son have that now.
People still out there reaching out.
It's that hope that keeps her family and this community going. Now, as the Mission of Hope's work wraps up here, they still have plenty to do. They say they're getting ready for the Christmas season. From Williamsburg, Kentucky, John Henry, WBIR 10 News.
We learned there were about 30 people last year who were convicted of meth-related crimes here in Knox County who are still able to buy the meth-making ingredient pseudoephedrine. This after their arrests, and that is in direct conflict with state law.
Joining us now, WBIR 10 News reporter John Henry, who worked alongside Mike Danila, investigative reporter online for us. And John, you have learned this has been going on for more than just a year.
That's correct. This is certainly not a new occurrence, Robin and John. It actually all goes back to the year 2005. That was when state lawmakers approved a piece of legislation called the Meth-Free Tennessee Act. In that law, the state was compelled to create a methamphetamine offender registry. Criminals who were convicted of certain meth-related offenses were supposed to be placed on that registry after they were sentenced, stopping them from buying pseudoephedrine for 7 years. But we recently found the amount of people convicted versus the amount of people actually on the registry does not add up in Knox County. You can see the numbers right here. Since the middle of 2008, 137 people have been convicted of meth-related crimes worthy of placement on the registry, but only 7 people have actually ended up there. It all raises an important question. Why aren't all of these people on the state's list? Well, we found that out, and now pharmacists and state lawmakers alike want answers. Baloo Drug has been in the business since 1965.
I can.
And since then, its workers have seen plenty of change in the pharmaceutical industry.
Just like any other industry, just continue to change as society changes.
They have new equipment and new rules, all aimed at keeping drugs out of the hands of criminals. But David Baloo says he's disappointed to learn that one tool which could be used to keep meth offenders from getting pseudoephedrine has been partially ignored.
It is a little troubling that there are, a list of individuals that have been convicted of, charges related to the sale or manufacture or distribution of methamphetamine that are not being added to the registry.
He's talking about Tennessee's meth offender registry, which feeds names into the database pharmacists use to determine who can and who cannot receive pseudoephedrine, the main ingredient in methamphetamine. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has maintained the registry ever since it was created in 2005.
The General Assembly was very clear that they wanted to, in a way, to protect our public, our communities.
But it's not their job to get names on the state's list.
There's a lot of moving parts in the meth offender registry.
Instead, it all comes down to county government. And in each and every Tennessee county, there's one public official whose responsibility it is to provide TBI with names. Is it the criminal court clerk whose job it is to do this?
Yes.
In Knox County, that person would be Joy McCroskey. We reached out to her office to find out why some names were left off the registry. McCroskey told us the issue comes down to paperwork. You're looking at a court judgment of a 2013 meth offender. On it, there is a box that asks whether the criminal's conviction offense is methamphetamine related. McCroskey said it was the job of the district attorney's office to fill out those boxes. She said in 2013, her office had only received several such reports from the DA where those boxes were checked. She said without that information, there was no way she could tell who should go on the registry. We talked to Knox County District Attorney General Randy Nichols about the matter. He agreed. It is the job of his office to fill those boxes. But we learned McCroskey's explanation still does not hold water when confronted with the state's laws. Take another look at that court judgment. Just above the boxes, the criminal's conviction offense is clearly stated. In addition, McCroskey signed off on the reports where the name of the offense was on the document. We even found instances where her office would even place her stamp right next to the offense. But in the end, McCroskey would sometimes still withhold the offender's information from the TBI.
That's unfortunate.
Knox County Mayor Tim Burchett helped create the registry when he co-sponsored the Meth-Free Tennessee Act during his time in the Senate. He called it a good piece of legislation, but said he's dissatisfied with the follow-through.
The tail's wagging the dog, and people don't know what's going on, and it's the duty of the office holder, though, to find out, because it's just another tool in the box that you can use to combat some of these crimes.
State Senator Randy McNally agrees. The longtime pharmacist also helped co-sponsor the Meth-Free Tennessee Act.
One assumes that the
individuals are going to comply with their job, and it could be just negligence, or it could be that they're not doing it for other reasons.
General Nichols said the problem can be corrected, and any of the missing names can still be added to the registry. And that's something you can bet David Ballou would like to see.
Certainly is worthwhile.
All he wants is meth off the streets of Knox County. Now, TBI did point out that the registry has seen some success in recent years. He said more than 2,000 Tennesseans have been placed in the registry since 2012 alone. But Senator Randy McNally says changes are still needed. Clerks need to be better educated on their job qualifications and things that they're supposed to be doing. And he said that all lies on the shoulders of the Administrative Office of the Courts in Nashville.
An enlightening report. John, thank you.
Thank you.